And we're on. Welcome. The time is personal growth and development. A lot to talk about today. Oh, first, the news on everybody's mind is that news everybody's talking about today is that nice little slap we saw at the Oscars from Will Smith. I will be doing a video on that later in the week. There's a lesson in that. There's a lesson in everything. And there's definitely a lesson to be taken from that situation and from Will Smith's behavior at the Oscars. I'll be talking about that later in the week. Today we're talking about the power of routine and why it matters and why it's important and why having a routine is good for your health. And yes, routine can be boring sometimes. A lot of people don't like that. And when I was young, when I was a younger boy, I hated routine, man. I hated it. It was boring. It was monotonous. It was so repetitive. It was so not stimulating. Like doing the same thing every day, the same thing every week, and getting up and going to school and writing a paper, then going to the gym. It just becomes a boring routine. But as I've gotten older and I became an older man, I found more comfort and relaxation and enjoyment in having a routine. And you got to be able to adapt your routine and be able to have healthy habits in your routine. Because if you just wake up every day and have no plan, I'm just gonna, go where the wind carries me, and I'm just gonna kind of do what I feel in the moment. I'm gonna base every decision that I do every single day, every hour, on how I feel in the moment. And that may seem like a good idea, but there's no structure. There's no discipline in that routine. And then there's no productivity from that either. With routine comes structure, comes discipline, comes productivity, and comes growth. If you're going to base every decision throughout your day based on how you feel all the time, there's no growth. It's stagnation. Think about it in terms of eating, in terms of food. What are you going to eat today? Well, I'm going to eat what I feel like eating. Well, most of the time, what do you feel like eating? You feel like eating crap, sugar, processed foods. Not good. It's not healthy for you. Instead of eating the things you know you're supposed to eat, having a routine diet every single day. And it all starts with the morning. I will usually have a very structured routine in the morning. I wake up, obviously go to the bathroom, alleviate myself, grab a cup of coffee, and I will not touch my phone for 2 hours in the morning. That's part of my routine. Now, since I have a newborn child, I have a son now, my routine's obviously changed. So usually when I wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, have my coffee, and I'll just sit and I'll watch my son sleep. It's relaxing, it's calming. I don't need the stimulation of the phone all the time. And if I'm not doing that, then I'll pick up a book and I'll read. And then I'll go throughout my day. There's certain things I know I want to do throughout my daily routine. Whether I want to work out, I go train jiu-jitsu, and I read, spend time with my son, or shoot a video for you guys. It's all part of my routine. Do I want to always be doing it all the time? No. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to get myself through the routine. It's annoying, it's monotonous, but you know what? Having these things in my daily routine is good for my mental health. When my son was born, my routine just went out the window, obviously. For about 2 weeks, yes, all of our focus was on our newborn child. All of it. And the routine went out the window. Once we got him home for about a week or two, slowly being able to incorporate the new routine with him and our responsibilities with him, changing diapers, feedings, reading him stories, putting him to bed, incorporating the old habits of my routine with the new ones with my son. When you have a newborn child, you're sleep deprived. You know, not be able to go to the gym, not be able to work out as much, not be able to read as much. I spent about a week and a half not making videos, not doing what I would normally want to do. And then slowly I was able to incorporate the old habits into the new one. And it gave me a sense of structure, a sense of peace. It actually made me a better father. When I was incorporating those old habits, because those old habits give me a lot of peace, give me a lot of relaxation. When you go to the gym, there's a biochemical effect that hits you in your brain that heightens your mood. It's good for your mood, it's good for your health. I find reading is way more relaxing than scrolling through my phone all the time. I find sometimes sitting and watching a movie, and we do this all the time when we're sitting and watching a movie, kind of be on our phones at the same time. And I find if I put my phone away and I just focus on the movie that we're watching, I get more enjoyment. I feel more relaxed doing that instead of scrolling through our phones and always getting that dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. Always getting that. And sometimes when you go through a big stressor like having a child, you know, your emotions and your stress, and you're not sleeping properly, you're not getting enough rest, you feel stressed, and you kind of give in to those things that you would normally refrain yourself from doing, like giving into junk food and giving into video games. That self-discipline kind of goes away, so you kind of need to force yourself, you really need to force yourself back into that routine, and sometimes you really don't want to. But if you know you have certain habits in your daily life that brings you calmness and peace, and sometimes, but it takes a little bit of discipline to push yourself into it. Yes, it takes discipline to go to the gym. It takes discipline sometimes to read at night. Because I find is being lazy and giving into that weakness of scrolling through your phone, through YouTube, is more relaxing sometimes than reading. Reading takes a little more effort. But you feel better actually forcing yourself to read and putting your phone away. Because you took the amount of discipline that you needed to get through that. And that's all part of incorporating newer, healthy habits into your routine. It gives a sense of comfort and security. And look, I'll relate it to my newborn son. He's developing a structure and a routine. With kids, you need to develop a structured routine because it's part of their health and part of their growing process. And it's the same thing as us as adults. We need that structure and we need that routine. Because if you wake up every day and you're just say, well, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants and I'm just going to do whatever I feel like I want to do in the moment. There's no productivity. You're not going to get anything done. I use this book right here. It's my agenda, but it's also my to-do list book. So every day I write what I need to do in this book. Sometimes maybe I'll have like 4 or 5 things to do. Sometimes I'll have like 10 things to do. And a lot of the time there are things in here that I don't want to do. But if I write them down, if I know every morning, and that's part of my routine, every morning I open it up and I look at it of what I need to do. If it's in the book, I get it done, whether I want to do it or not. If it's in the book, I will look at it and I'm like, no, I have to do these things. I have to. And when I know I have to do it, I know it's written, and I see it in that book, I get it done. And at the end of the day, I check everything off. And man, that is such a rewarding feeling when I know everything's checked off. All right, I'm done. I can have a nice dinner. I can relax. I can cuddle with my son and relax, and things are good. And I'll make a list for the next day, then I don't have to worry about what I have to do the next day, because that's part of my structure, and that's part of my routine is writing everything down. and maintaining that routine all the time as much as possible. On that note, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If this video was of value to you, you can like and subscribe. And this coming week, I will be doing a video on the Will Smith Chris Rock situation that everybody's talking about. Looking forward to it. See you in the next one. Have a good one.